thank you very much for coming. I'm very pleased to be joined today by my three colleagues who are all running here in the region of Waterloo, and they're part of the team to make this region blue once again under leader Tim Hudak. I have Dave MacDonald from Kitchener Centre. I have Michael Harris from Kitchener-Conestoga, and of course I have Rob Leone from Cambridge. So that's your Waterloo Region team, the team that's going to paint Waterloo Region blue. Today we are kicking off our campaign. We want to bring real change to the families that live in Waterloo Region. They're the families, like the ones I met this morning at the door, who are finding it increasingly difficult to make ends meet and to spend time with their loved ones. Ontario families have worked hard, they have played by the rules, they are doing the right things, but they do tell all of us that under Dalton McGuinty, life has become more of a daily struggle. Dalton McGuinty broke his promise, and he has raised our taxes, not once, but again and again and again, even though he promised not to. He has wasted billions of dollars on secret deals with our union bosses, handouts to foreign corporations, and of course, e-health scandals. He has experimented with Ontario's energy policy, which is driving up the energy bills of people in the region of Waterloo, and also driving hundreds of thousands of jobs out of the province as business cannot afford to be here any longer. But Dalton McGuinty wants to spend our tax dollars on affirmative action for foreign workers. He is prepared to spend $10,000 of your money to help this individual jump to the front of the line. But if you happen to live in Ontario, there is no level playing field. Things that we once took for granted have become increasingly unaffordable. And now we have Dalton McGuinty promising that life will continue to become more unaffordable yet. Nobody can change what's happened in the past, but I will tell you, we can all make a choice for a much better future for people in this region and throughout Ontario. Only a Tim Hudak PC government will stand up for the families in our region and will bring the change that our families are asking us for. We will take the HST off of hydro and home heating bills, and we will eliminate the debt retirement charge. We will save the typical Ontario family an additional $275 per year. We will lower personal income taxes by 5% on the first $75,000 of family income, putting $258 back into the pocket of a middle-class family. We will recognize that there really is a family budget, and we will allow income sharing, saving a typical dual income family $476 a year. We're going to invest in healthcare and education, $6.1 billion in health and $2 billion in education. We recognize these are priorities for Ontario families, and we have done much for our local community. We will stop the waste and out-of-control spending and the squandering of hard-earned tax dollars. Only a Tim Hudak PC government will provide real change for families. It will put more money into the pockets of ordinary families and individuals. It will guarantee that your health, your education, and other services are here when you need them. And it will create those desperately much-needed private sector permanent jobs by creating an environment whereby the private sector can create those jobs. And so I thank you for being here today, and we are all prepared to take your questions. Okay, we have carefully costed our platform, by the way, and it was interesting because on the weekend the Liberals acknowledged that the story they'd been telling was not true. It's carefully costed, and we are going to, as I say, increase the funding for education by $2 billion, health by $6.1 billion, but we are going to ask every other ministry to reduce spending by 2 cents on every dollar. We believe that that is possible to do. It will be tough, but it has to be done. And so that is certainly one area. We also recognize that if we can create that environment whereby the private sector can find and create jobs, that it will stimulate job creation, and we're going to have more money obviously contributing to taxes in the province of Ontario. I mean, all these students are going to be people who eventually are going to pay taxes, and I think we need to keep that in mind. And so part of our plan involves reducing the $75,000 of income by 5% tax decrease. We're also, I mean, this applies to everybody. Students, we're going to make sure we take the HST off of hydro, and also home heating for people. And of course, we are going to expand the OSAP program in order that more students can qualify. What it took, 23 premiers to do in 136 years, he's doubled that, which means that students are going to have to pay that debt. Right now, that debt's being, serviced, and it's costing us $10.3 billion in interest. And so we're going to make sure that we balance the budget, that we get spending under control, because it's going to be the students who are going to have to pay for that. And so we're very much on the side of students. As I say, our job creation plan is one that we feel will provide opportunity. We certainly hear from lots of students when they graduate, and they're so disillusioned because they cannot find a job. So our focus is on restoring this province to economic health, making life more affordable for ordinary families, and part of that will mean that these students, when they graduate, can find a job.
I think in addition to that, I'm Rob Leone. I'm a laureate prof, former laureate prof myself. We have a plan that's going to increase post-secondary school funding by $600 million. We want to increase the number of student spaces by about 60,000 in the province of Ontario, and having universities compete for those spaces.